All right, welcome back. Well, hopefully you watched the previous video where I fessed up to my mistakes that I made, and here we are starting to fix them. So getting ready to get the transmission back out of this and getting the C4 dropped off to the trans shop. Gonna let him go through it, check it out, see what kind of shape it's in after 4 years of beatings. And then the AOD, hopefully I can find a buyer for it here really quick. It'd be nice to recoup some of that money to just sink it back into rebuilding the C4 again. I don't think it's going to be that much. I don't think it's going to need a whole lot because the trans worked perfect. But you never know. Never know what you'll find. So we'll find out here shortly when I get the call that it's all tore apart. So yeah. Hopefully you've been following the build of the Truggy, the Mutt. If not, go back, check out some of the other videos. But for now, let's get into it and start tearing into this thing. All right, there it is. There's a C4 that was in Gilligan, the Bronco 2. This was built 4 years ago. I've had zero issues with this trans. It has worked great. Well, I shouldn't say zero. It had a leak. The last few months the Gilligan was together, this truck had a pretty consistent drip from the trans whenever it was running. I say about every 5 or 6 seconds, I think is what we timed it at. It would have a drip when it was running. So either the converter seal was bad or the pump seal, one or the other. Not a big deal. The last few trips I did with the truck just topped it off, and it was good to go. But other than that, this trans has been phenomenal. So gonna send it back to the builder, let him tear it apart, check it all out, see what it needs for a refresh. The tail housing. This is for a early Bronco style transmission cross member and mount for the Dana 20. Well, the new setup is going to require a new advanced adapters tail housing kit to be able to bolt the doubler to that, which this is what they call their Jeep 300 conversion kit. There's a different output shaft for the transmission. It's got a different spline count. We will bolt that tail housing to this trans because of the design of it. There's nowhere for the vacuum modulator, so that's going to get plugged off. Tail housing kit, output shaft, all done. Get that swapped on. Here is the new output shaft for the trans. This is going to allow the Northwest Fab black box to mount to that, and then the Dana 20 will bolt to that. But because we're losing the vacuum modulator, I also have a broader performance. This is a full manual reverse pattern C4 valve body kit. Going to go ahead and convert that so the transmission will be full manual reverse pattern. I had to get a new shift selector arm set up and mounting bracket from Winners to work with my existing shifter. We got that. And right here in this box I have a brand new B&M whole shot 2000 RPM stall converter for the C4. It's going to be a little bit looser, probably 200 or 300 RPM looser than the stock one that it had, which it really does need to be just a hair looser. Not too much because I don't want to induce all that heat into the fluid, but 2000 RPM should work out really good. The custom one that's in the AOD in the truck that I had built is actually 1800 to 2000, so it's still right in line with what it would have been. So anyway, gonna gather up all these parts and get it over to the tranny shop, get it dropped off, and let him work his magic. Okay, been busy out here. Thank God, yesterday got some help from my buddy Jason. And we got, bam, got the trans and transfer case out of the truck. Let's take a look. All right, so there it is. There's AOD. She's completely out. Got the T case already off of it. Getting it prepped to go back on. Well, for the C4, the doubler setup anyway. Got to change the little stub shaft. Swap my drive gear back onto it. I'm going to put a fresh bearing in it just because I have it. And I'm happy to say this has a new owner. Very happy. It's going to somebody with an early Bronco. That's freaking awesome. Should work absolutely perfect for that application. So yeah, man, it was a lot of work. Had to do a lot of disassembly. Had to pull this half of the interior out. I'll tell you what, I'm glad that I decided when I did this rubber floor that I cut it in half to make it easier to install, because it sure made it easier for doing this too. So that worked out freaking awesome. So anyway, a couple days here, I'm going to go ahead and deliver this to the new owner. My trans is already at the shop. Already tore apart the C4 that was, what, 4 years old from Gilligan. And the only thing he found was a little bit of some odd wear on the pump. And you could kind of see it on the snout of the converter too. So converter, that's going in the garbage. Got the new converter. Trying to hunt down a new pump right now. That's proving to be not as easy as what we thought for a C4 right now. But anyway, we'll figure that out. But the cool thing is the rest of the trans. So the rest of the trans look perfect inside. I went over and checked it out. The clutches, the steels, they all look brand new. Like literally nothing wrong with them whatsoever. The bands all looked good. So there was just he found some small metal shavings in the bottom of the pan. That's probably from this pump bushing in the converter. So we're gonna take care of that and then throw it all back together with some fresh parts and should be good to go. So very happy about that. So moving right along. All right, gonna just sidetrack this for a minute here. Pretty cool. My buddy Gage hooked me up. I needed a custom little tray. Well, I was trying to find like a tray that was already made that would work in my center console, and I couldn't find nothing. So Gage offered to 3D print me up something. I just gave him the dimensions. Gage came up with, I don't know how that wizardry stuff works. It's all black magic to me. But he came up with a really cool design for this little cubby hole that I needed in my center console. He sent me some videos, so I'm going to insert those here. You can check out how that was built. And hopefully before this video is over, I will be able to show you what it looks like installed back into my center console. Hopefully. Alright, first up is I got the T-case all back together with the stub shaft here. Put the C4 stub back in it, new seal, new bearing inside, gasket sitting on there. That's basically now all ready for the doubler now. Also, you will see my triple stick cable operated triple stick. God, it still seems weird saying triple stick. Triple stick shifter from JB Fab. Big Bronco guy. The owner, John, talked to him back and forth on the phone, through a lot of emails, whatever. Super helpful guy. Very cool.
this is kind of not a very common combination that I put together here with the C4, the Dana 20, and the Northwest Fab black box. So this is not exactly an on-the-shelf shifter setup. So John actually, he's done it before, obviously, so he just had to go back and piece together another kit for me. Everything looks great. It's all stainless steel. I like how this shifter, I'm just going to be able to bolt it right down to the floor. Probably put some riv nuts in the floor pan on the next to the center console. I had some concerns about clearance with how the shifters are all set up. So John actually bent these to how I requested. So this one's not so far coming over into my leg, because I can't really move the shifter over to the right a whole lot. This one I had him start here and make it straight because I was worried about clearance to the center console. Turns out I'm going to have more than enough room there, so I may actually put a little bend in this myself just to add a little bit of separation, because this one will be for the doubler and these two will be for the front and rear of the Dana 20, so it's kind of nice to have them real close together. So yeah, and then the interior, obviously I threw the center console back in for mock-up purposes with the shifter. It's going to get bolted down right here. So kind of piecing that together. I changed up a few more things in here. Actually, switched up some stuff in the stereo. I'm still kind of cleaning that up, but ended up going to went to a 4-channel amp. Got rid of the 2-channel that I had. Matches the subwoofer, all JBL stuff. And then what I'm going to try to do is in these side panels of the center console, picks up some 5 1/4-inch Fosgates, because I got all the other speakers in there are Fosgate. So I'm going to add a couple more speakers to the center console. So that'll be like 7 speakers inside this thing. So if it doesn't rock crawl for shit, it's going to rock out pretty good at least. So yeah, that's not a bad thing. So there's the cable mount from JB Fab for the Dana 20. Pretty slick how it just slides around the seals for the shift rails. So it clamps on. So the cables will run right through here, up to there. Nice and simple. We got shifters for days here. Alright, and then just to give you a little idea, that is basically how the shifter is going to go in the truck next to the console. Cables, all I'm going to have to do is basically put a nice hole right through here, run all 3 cables out, seal that up somehow, and yeah, it's you can see I got way more room than I thought I would have. So looks like I'll be able to go ahead and finish knocking out this console. I can get the shifter in it, mount these speakers in it, get that little storage tray in, so I can get that thing all wrapped up. So I guess I'm gonna start working on that next and get that done. All right, I got the new speakers mounted in the panels. Turned out real good. Still have plenty of room for the shifters. Plenty of room inside between them. I kind of staggered them a little bit. So let's take a look at the other side. And there's passenger side. Kind of tucked up a little bit out of the way. I don't know. I just didn't know if your leg being right here, if that would interfere. The other side, the TK shifter's in my way, so I ain't got to worry about that. But I think that'll work real good. I'll wire. I did wire it up so that essentially, like this side, each side of the truck, this is wired to the left side channel, and then the tweeter in the dash, and then this speaker in the corner are right side channel. And then I did the same thing on the other side. So there's a left and a right on that side too. So hopefully, no matter which seat you're sitting in, it'll still sound, like in stereo, I guess. I don't know if I'm overthinking this or not, but I thought that was the smart thing to do on how to wire it. So anyway, that's done. Now I can I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to mount the transmission shifter, get that all routed through, and then start building the textured panels for the top. All right, center console. So I got this part here. This is done. We got the switch panel in. I think I'm going to order some black screws because I'm going to put some around here, change these out. But there's my little cubby hole. Bam. Turned out pretty sweet. So I'm making a cardboard pattern to make the next piece of textured plastic for the shifter part. And then that's all done then. It turned out pretty good. I love the way that looks. I think once that's in the truck, it's going to blend in with the dashboard. It is going to look sweet. So, just got to make one more piece. And yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. Alright, I just got to go get some shorter black screws. The ones I got, they're too long. But, anyway, that's what it's going to look like. I'm really liking it. I'll just probably put like 4 screws each panel, hold it down, and I like it. I have one more thing coming. I think might end up getting mounted right here, but we'll wait until that shows up to see if that works out the way I'm thinking. But yeah, there it is. I think that's a pretty cool, unique looking console. All right, check this out. Bam, there it is. I like that. Armrest. So I can flip this up. That's not bolted down or screwed in yet. But there it is. Transmission shifter is in. Just got the panels loosely on here. I still got more wiring to route through there. As you can kind of see, triple sticks on that side. I think that looks damn good. Once the seats are in here. Oh yeah, take a look at the other side real quick. Alright, so this side, I'm going to have to get creative on getting this other speaker panel in there. Shifter is a little bit tight to it, but I think I can get it in there. So, got this. I ended up welding studs inside here that go down through the transmission tunnel. So it's a one-person operation. I just dropped it through the holes, go underneath the truck, put the nuts on it. It's all good. I don't need nobody else's help. So next thing I got to do is I got to put a hole right there to route the 3 cables through, and then I go ahead and thread the cables back in 1, 2, 3, get those all hooked up, and then I'm basically ready for the trans and the transfer cases. So yeah. I'll probably just throw that other panel on. Actually, you know, when I throw that other panel on, I can screw it on for good. Actually, you know what? No. I'm going to go ahead and pull the shifter out, put the panel on, then put it back in. There you go. Work smarter, Brian. Well, alright. I think that's going to conclude it for today and for this video. But hot damn do I like this so far. There's center console. Just got to route the shifter cables. Stereo's all hooked up. There's how the dash. Man, I just love how that blends together right there. Got the storage bag. I don't know, my glove box, my glove bag, whatever you want to call it. Let's take a look from the other side again. There it is. Oh, love it. Just how I pictured everything in my head months and months ago. Nice. It's got a couple more things to mount. I got like the little bass knob for the amplifier. I got to figure out somewhere to mount that and look nice and clean. I have my hand throttle that I got to mount. I have another idea for that. Should work out pretty good. And then once the seats are in, man, this is going to look killer. Raspberry Pi is in. Just got to get all that hooked up.
But yeah, so far, loving this. Looking good. All right, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. We'll cut it there. And very happy the way this turned out. Man, I glare. Stupid LED lights. Anyway, very happy with how it turned out. Still got a lot of work to do. But the good news is my C4 is done, and it is off to the transmission dyno tomorrow. Going to get that fully tested before it goes in the truck. And now I'm just basically waiting on my doubler from Northwest Fab. I have my donor NP231 here. So I have the planetary I need to complete that. And yeah, like I said, lots and lots and lots more to do still. So anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving a comment if you do. Thank you for giving it a like. Appreciate it. You're a subscriber. Thank you again. Appreciate it greatly. And stay tuned, man. Lots more to come on this thing, man. It's going to be a bad boy when it's done, I'm telling you. So anyway, catch you on the next one. Later.